Hi, kia ora listeners. Let's Learn Sumo. I'm Clayton. Welcome to the podcast. Don't forget to join me at X and Insta on Let's Learn Sumo. You're listening to this on your favourite pod stream. This is also restreamed as an audio on YouTube, where you'll find some of the older lessons on our playlists. So here we are at day 6 of the Mei Basho, Natsu Basho. Few leaders have emerged as we approach the end of week 1. Yokozuna Hashuryu, he is returned to normal service after 2 good wins after his terrible day 3 and 4, giving away Kinboshi. Against Goniyama day 5, look, he suffered a bit of a redo of Abe's Nodoa by Goniyama, but this time he stayed far more balanced. He tried a belt grab, he did miss it. He went in close, got a deep outside left, which he used to drag Goniyama to the centre of the dohyo. Goniyama tried to lock the right arm up, a rotation, and Goniyama went sprawling. A Watada Shinage overarm belt throw saw Goniyama lose that one. Day 6 saw Hashuryu against the evergreen, the long-serving Tamashi. This was the fast and dominant win that Hashuryu was looking for, but was a bit too impatient with the others. Tamashi wasn't really in a good position as Hashuryu drove forward. Tamashi tried to take advantage. He tried to go for a pull on the charging Hashuryu, but Hashuryu was alive to it this time, drove Tamashi all the way back and over the rails easily. 4 and 2 for the Yokozuna Hashuryu, 2 and 4 for Tamashi. Onosato, he is the leading pack after day 6. He had Tamashi on day 5, Goniyama day 6, neither particularly troubled the Ozeki. Forceful drive off the Tachiai dealt with Tamashi, similar to Hashuryu, and a patient wait for Goniyama at the Tachiai saw Onosato suffer another Nodoa as Goniyama tried on the Yokozuna. Onosato resisted that, got a hand inside to stop the Goniyama charge, and then put the afterburners on and drove Goniyama back and over. Nothing was stopping that bulldozer. 6 and 0 for Onosato. Poor old Goniyama, he is winless from 6 tries. Kotzakura, he faced Herodumi on day 5. Look, Herodumi tried to stay low. He had Kotzakura's arm, but he was just a bit too low, similar to the way Ura goes in, and Kotzakura took advantage of that. Pull down Hikiyatoshi win as Herodumi went sprawling fairly quickly. Takeda Fuji on day 6 was probably a little bit unlucky against the Ozeki. He got on Kotzakura's belt, tried to use it to control the Ozeki, but as he retreated and pulled Kotzakura, he kind of collapsed under his own weight. He had a hand on the back of Kotzakura, of his head. He was trying to pull him down at the same time with a bit of leverage, but he kind of went sprawling under his own weight at that point. The Gunbai went to Kotzakura as Kotzakura went down on his elbow. There was no mono E, but look, from my view of the replays, it was a lot closer than perhaps the live image showed. He may have gotten a slight bit of a hair grab on the back of Kotzakura's head, but no harm, no foul there. Anyway, Kotzakura took it without the mono E, improves to 4 and 2. Takeda Fuji, the wheels falling off a little bit, was a bit unlucky tonight. 4 and 3 after losing to Abe on day 5. He fell to the classic Abe Nodoa double, Nodoa neck thrust and pull down. Can't be too unhappy as Yokozuna fell the same way 2 nights ago. Oho found that Daisho's thrusts, his Supari, are brutal, fast and powerful as 2 decent thrusts from Sekiwake. Daisho had Oho going back and out and off into the alley. Daisho took that win quite easily. Faced Herodumi tonight, Sekiwake Daisho. Look, I was thinking we were going to see a protracted, threshing Supari battle by 2 of the most powerful Supari thrusters in the game. As a Tachiai, they met hard. Herodumi then stepped left, got a hand on Daisho and slapped him down and fast. Blink and you miss it. Daisho 5 and 1, Herodumi 3 and 3. Wakataka Kag, the technician, met Kirishima, the ultimate technician on day 5. Wakataka Kag went low, but Kirishima kept him out. Kirishima tried to find a close grip as they moved to the bales. Wakataka Kag was going backwards, got around the head and neck and pulled Kirishima around and down. Kubinage headlock throw. Day 6 was better against Wakataka Kage's brother Wakamoto Haru. Kirishima went for the left inside belt grip. They moved to the bales. Momentum was in favour of Sekiwake Kirishima as he stuck his leg behind Wakamoto Haru, tripped him down backwards. Sotogake. Wakamoto Haru landed on his back. He looked fairly winded as Kirishima checked on him, but he was okay, got back up. 4-2 Kirishima. Poor old Wakamoto Haru in the joy position at Magashira 1-5. Not a great first week. Ichiyamamoto used his power out of the Tachi-Ai to deal with Oshoma on day 5, but his forceful style didn't fare him well tonight against Tobizaru. Tobizaru got a hand on the back of Ichiyamamoto's head and dragged him down. 3-3 for Ichiyamamoto. Tobizaru's doing okay. 4-2 after Yorikiri win over Onakatsu on day 5. Ura had finally got a win on day 5 over Chiyoshima. Went for his normal low position, kept Chiyoshima out as the drove him back and over the bales. Day 6, however, Ura faced the belt technician Hakuoho. Tried to keep Hakuoho off his belt by keeping his hips away, but Hakuoho wasn't to be denied. Stood Ura up, got on the belt, and that was all she wrote. As Ura went back, he did resist for a moment at the bales, but he eventually went over Yorikiri. Ura on 1 win. Hakuoho also in the leading pack with 6 wins. Ayanishiki, the Ukrainian, kept his form with wins over both Midori Fuji and Shodai. Look, he was pretty patient against Midori Fuji. Close belt grip fight, got a hand inside Midori Fuji's thigh and pulled him down. Uchimuso in a thigh grab, that's an interesting one. Another unusual Kimerete tonight against Shodai. Showed pretty good balance against Shodai. Tried the Kotanage arm lock. Shodai lost the arm in that throw attempt. His balance was in a pretty bad position. It allowed Ayanishiki to get into a good position beside him, force him across the dohyo and down forward with an Okuri Nage backwards throw or rear throw. That's 5-1 for Ayanishiki. He is still chasing that pack. Midori Fuji, he's having a bit of a nightmare this week so far. Nothing seems to be working for him. He was up against Shishi tonight. I'm not sure why, but he went for a belt against the slow-moving Ukrainian. He's a much bigger man. It was not the tactic to use against Shishi. I think he would have been much better off to stay lateral, keep moving fast. Shishi is not a fast mover, and Midori Fuji could have really put him off balance by moving. So it was pretty poor advice, poor tactics to get in and get on the belt of Shishi, and he paid the price. So no wins for Midori Fuji. Shishi gets his first win at 1-5. Atami Fuji, he gets a win over Meisei for his 4-2. Kotanage armlock did that trick for him. Endo was 4 wins and is now still 4 wins after losses to Takanosho and Kimbozan. Kota Shoho, he finally turned up tonight, his first fight for the evening. Took a win over Takanosho. No sign of thigh issues there as he looked like he could drive fairly well. Took Takanosho's drive and got a Hataki Komi as he stepped out of Takanosho's way. One win with 5 absence. Nishikigi won on day 5 against the newcomer Tochi Taikei, but fell to Asakoryu on day 6, so he's 5-1, having a pretty good week at the bottom of the Bansuke there. So that's it for day 5 and 6. Day 7 sees Yokozuna Hashuryu facing Herodumi. Could be a fast and powerful match, that one. Watch out for the slap down there, Hashuryu. Onosato, he faces the Undertaker Takeda Fuji. Kotzakura, look, he's against Goniyama. He should get that win fairly easily. Daisho, he has a bit of a challenge against Wakataka Kage. That should be a really interesting match to see how that goes. If Wakataka Kage can get inside and negate Daisho's threshing, that will be a win for him. Abi and Kirishima, that should go to Kirishima, who can negate Abi's tactics fairly easily. Look out for the Henka. Oho has a chance to pull his socks up against the Bear Takayasu. Look, to be honest, Oho just looked all at sea tonight. He just didn't seem to have any sort of attack to go with. Ura is up against Tobizaru. That should be fun. And Hakuoho versus Ichiyamamoto. That should be worth watching as well to see who wins that little battle. That's it for now, folks. Join me again. Hakioi. Let's learn sumo.